Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the skincare routine that completely transformed my skin. I started doing this routine about 15 years ago, and even though the products themselves have changed over the years, the actual routine and the different steps that I take haven't, and I think that's probably the magic of this process. So here's just a quick side-by-side of me without makeup 10 years ago when I was 36, and then a screenshot from today's video, again without makeup, where I'm 46. And honestly, I don't see a whole lot of change in this time, other than my face was maybe a little thinner back then. And while good genes can absolutely play a role in how you age, I also do credit my skincare routine for not reversing time, because you really can't do that, but just for slowing things down and kind of keeping things at a status quo. And I also want to mention that I'm going to be sharing the products that I'm currently using in my skincare routine, and almost all of them are Korean skincare, which in my humble opinion have the best, most cutting edge ingredients, and they keep their prices really low. A lot of these products are under $20, which to be honest is better than some drugstore price skincare here in the United States. So anyway, just quickly, if you're new here, hi, my name is Jen, and on this channel, I mainly focus on drugstore and affordable beauty products. I do a lot of reviews. Everything is completely unsponsored as well. So if that sounds good to you guys, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and let's go ahead and jump right in and get started. All right, guys, so I guess we'll start out with my nighttime skincare routine, and then I'll talk about daytime. So at night, this is the only product I use that's not K-Beauty, but I just can't get away from this cleanser. So this is from La Roche-Posay, and it is their Lipikar Gentle Foaming Cleansing Oil. Now, keep in mind, I do keep my makeup pretty light most days, and I use a tubing mascara. So that is just gonna come off with plain water. So this cleanser, I think if you're wearing a really heavy full face of makeup or a long wearing eyeliner or mascara, this may not completely break that down, because on days when I have had heavier makeup, this doesn't quite do it for me. I still see a little bit of residue. So if you're somebody like me who just wears like more minimal to maybe average makeup, this will be fine. But if you wear heavier full coverage face, then I would suggest probably doing a two-step type cleansing routine where you use a cleansing balm or oil first to melt the makeup down, and then use something like a foaming or gel cleanser afterwards. I really love the cleansing balm from Banilla. This one is a K-Beauty brand, and it's really, really effective. It's not super greasy, but it breaks down your makeup really well. A more even affordable option than that is the e.l.f. cleansing balm. That is another really, really good one. It's super cheap, and I have that one actually in my bathroom. I really like it. So those are just some quick recommendations for cleansing balms in case you're interested. But back to this one. This costs $17 for this ginormous bottle. I've had it since the summer, and I'm a little bit more than halfway. You really only need just one quick pump in your hand, and this is my lazy girl nighttime routine cleanser because it's an oil and a gel in one. So the oils in the formula help to break down makeup, and then the gel part of the cleanser helps to just really deep clean and make sure that the oil isn't leaving any kind of residue. So I apply this cleanser right to dry skin, and I think that that's really the key to help it to break down the makeup more effectively. If you apply it to wet skin, I think it just thins it out too much right off the start, and it doesn't clean as well. So dry skin, just massage it in everywhere, and then once you do that, you can add a little bit of water, just a little splash to help emulsify it. And then when you're ready, just rinse it off, and it washes away clean with no greasy residue, and it is so gentle, it doesn't leave my skin feeling dry or tight. So this has been my number one cleanser now for the better part of a year, and I definitely will be repurchasing. The second step of my nighttime skincare routine is toner, and this is a huge important step that I always used to skip when I was first starting out with skincare in my 20s and early 30s. I used to just cleanse my skin, apply some sort of serum, and then I would put on a thick moisturizer, and I would wonder why partway through the day my skin would start to feel really dry and really tight. It didn't matter which moisturizer I used, and I sometimes get questions from you guys with dry skin asking what's the best moisturizer, because it's same thing, your skin ends up feeling very dry or flaky throughout the day. It is all about the toner and all about the layers that follow. So this is the step that changed everything for me, and it doesn't have to be this toner. It can be any hydrating toner. Just make sure that it's alcohol free. You don't want something that's going to be drying, but I do happen to love this one. So this is the Haru Haru Wonder toner, and it's $17. This is the one that's fragrance free for sensitive skin, and it's a huge bottle. It's going to last you a really long time. And this contains black rice, which has antioxidant properties to protect your skin from those free radicals. And it's also really great at just locking in moisture and brightening the skin. So I just pour a little bit of this into my hand. I rub my hands together and then I just start patting it on, really pressing the product into my skin. And this just feels so good after cleansing. It's like giving your skin a nice drink of water. And then I just go ahead and take a second and let it dry. You can sort of fan yourself with your hands, or if you have one of those little handheld fans, you could do that as well. I wait for it to just sink in a little bit, then I pour a little more in my hand and I do the exact same thing. So this is really where the magic happens, because what I'm doing by repeating this is really saturating my skin with moisture. So think about like a houseplant. When you add water, you don't just pour a little bit of water in. You're going to keep pouring the water in until it's coming out the bottom, till the dirt is completely and totally saturated. That's really what you want to do with your skin. And that ensures that your skin is going to stay plump and hydrated all day long. It's all about those really thin, light layers and just letting your skin reach its saturation point before you move on in the routine. Because even the heaviest moisturizer is going to evaporate throughout the day if it's water-based, like a lot of products are. And so all of these light layers and really flooding your skin with moisture is basically what's going to keep it hydrated throughout the day, because it's going to take a lot longer for that water to be lost. So I repeat this step usually 3 times, maybe 4 if my skin is feeling extra dry. And I just keep packing this on until my skin just feels really plump and like it can't take any more. You might be able to get away with doing it only like twice a day if your skin isn't particularly dry, but you will notice such a big difference after doing this. And even though your skin might feel a little bit sticky at first, that's what you want. It is going to sink in eventually. So then the next step in my routine would be a serum. So what you want to do is just go in order from the thinnest product to the thickest. So this next serum that I use is from Klairs, and it's their Midnight Blue Youth Activating Drop. So this is a very light water-like serum. It's about the same weight as a toner, and it actually contains EGF peptides. That stands for epidermal growth factors. So these are a type of protein that's naturally found in our skin when we're born, but as we age, we start to lose it a little bit. And basically, these are responsible for cellular repair and renewal. They signal to the fibroblasts to create more collagen and elastin. So in theory, this is supposed to help your skin act more like it did when it was younger. It's also supposed to help reverse the signs of sun damage, which I definitely need because I tanned a lot back in my 20s. And EGFs have actually been studied since the 1950s and 1960s. Researchers found that it helps to speed up wound recovery and healing, and they won the Nobel Prize for that in 1986. So it's an ingredient that definitely shows promise, and it's pretty high up on the ingredient list as well. It's not something all the way down to the bottom. So I personally haven't been using this for very long, only a couple of weeks, so I can't really speak to how it works yet in the claims, but so far I really like it. It seems like it's going to be a really effective product. It has great reviews, and it's $25, which honestly is a really good price for an anti-aging serum with this type of technology in it. It's cheaper than some of the Olay serums at the drugstore, which are close to $40. So I'm really excited about this one. And then for my moisturizer, I've been using the Beauty of Joseon Dynasty Cream. So I bought this cream after falling in love with their sunscreen, which you'll see a little bit later on in the video, but I ended up really loving this one as well. So this is $19, again, an amazing price, and it contains 29% rice bran water, which is full of amino acids and minerals. It has 5% ginseng root water, 2% squalane, and 2% niacinamide. So it has a really great ingredient deck, no fragrance to it whatsoever, and it just has this beautiful creamy texture that is so soft, and it makes my skin feel absolutely baby smooth. It's not too thick, so it's great for wearing under makeup during the daytime as well. And I just feel like it gives me that beautiful, like dewy glass skin sort of a look. So I love this. And even though it's not the thickest moisturizer in the world, again, because we flooded our skin with all of those layers of toner before, you really at this point aren't going to need a super heavy moisturizer. You can if you want, but for me, this is the perfect amount of hydration. And even though it's a little bit on the thinner side, I feel like it really packs a punch when it comes to hydrating your skin. So then after my moisturizer, every other night, I apply a retinol oil. So this is from CosRx, and it's the retinol 0.5 super vitamin E and squalane oil. So this is great for anybody who is more sensitive to retinols because it's in an oil base. So it really nourishes the skin, and the 0.5 0.5% retinol helps to increase your skin's cell turnover and collagen production. And basically what I do is I just put a couple drops in my hand. I apply this right on top of my moisturizer, which is another great hack if you're sensitive to retinol, because it has to get through that layer of moisturizer to get to your skin. So it gives it sort of a slow release application rather than just sinking right into the skin immediately. And I've had really great results using it this way. Not to mention, I feel like the oil just kind of locks in the whole rest of your skincare routine and prevents that evaporation from happening. Even if you're not using a retinol oil, if you just get any facial oil and pat that on just a couple drops after your moisturizer, it's just gonna lock everything in and keep it sealed up for the rest of the night. So I do think that applying an oil at night has made a huge difference. I wake up and my skin just glows. It looks really good. So that's my entire nighttime skincare routine. Then let's go ahead and just talk about what I do during the day. So in the morning, I know I don't have to wash my face because at this point it's not really dirty, but I do like to just wash off the skincare from the night before rather than just slapping on new skincare on top of what I already had on. So lately I've been using this one again from Haru Haru Wonder. So this is the Black Rice Moisture 5.5 Soft Cleansing Gel. So this is only $10 and I got mine on Amazon, and this is a gel cleanser that's mildly acidic at about 5.5 pH, which is exactly right where our skin is. So it's super gentle for your skin's barrier. It doesn't strip it or dry it out. And it has this super silky soft gel texture that feels really soothing and almost cushiony. And it just makes my skin feel so soft afterwards instead of dry or tight like a lot of cleansers do. And it also has no fragrance. It has a little bit of kind of like a funny smell that's just really the raw ingredients that are in the formula. It's not covered up with anything. It doesn't bother me, but I just wanted to put that out there because sometimes people say it's unscented and then, you go to use the product and you do smell something, but it's really just the ingredients. It doesn't have any added fragrance in it. But I just love how gentle this is. This is another great option to use at night if you're using like a cleansing oil or a balm and you just want something that's going to remove that residue afterwards. This is a good gentle option. So I do use this at night on the nights when I use cleansing balms. And then when it comes to toner, you can absolutely just use the exact same one that you use at night. There's nothing saying that you can't. I have done that myself. Sometimes I use this in the morning, but I'm a skincare junkie. I love trying out new things. So lately I've been using this one again from COSRX. This is the Comfort Ceramide Cream Mist. And it reminds me a lot of the Laneige Cream Skin Toner, except that one I think is like $36 or $38. So this one is way less expensive at $16. It has a ceramide 6 complex at 10,000 parts per million, and ceramides really help to moisturize the skin and also protect your skin's barrier. So if you have dry skin, your barrier is likely a little bit more compromised. This will help to fill that in and build it up. It's really just essential for anyone with dry skin to make sure that you're using ceramides. And I also love that this comes in a mist. You can really just spray it on your face directly if you want to. It has a super fine mister on the bottle and it feels really nice when you're applying it. But more often I tend to just spray it in my hand a few times and then apply it like I do my other toners. This is mostly just because I don't want it to land on my bathroom floor and make it really slippery. So this is just easier for me, but you can do it either way you want. And just like with my toner at night, I usually apply this in 3 to 4 layers and just make sure that I really saturate my skin well before I move on to my serum. So next up, when it comes to serum, I've been using this one from COSRX for, oh my gosh, probably like 2 years now. And it's already been repurchased once. So I'm going to keep on repurchasing this. I love it so much. This is their Snail Mucin Power Essence. And this is $22 and you can use coupons on it if you want to buy it at Ulta as well. But it's been a game changer for my skin. A couple days after I first started using this, I noticed such a difference in my skin's texture. All of a sudden, it didn't look rough and dry anymore. It was like this extra soft look, not even like that it felt softer. It visibly looked softer, which is something that I really haven't experienced before. So I was really impressed with that and I kept going. And to be honest with you, I wasn't quite sure about this because the idea of putting snail mucin on my face was a little gross, But once I looked into how good it was for my skin, I decided to try it and now I'm hooked. So this contains those growth factors that we talked about before that help to stimulate your skin to act younger. And it also naturally has glycolic acid in it, so that's going to help exfoliate your skin. And then it has allantoin to soothe and calm irritation, not to mention tons of vitamins and minerals like zinc and manganese. It has vitamins A and E for antioxidants. It has copper peptides. So there's a reason why this is like a #1 bestseller across the board when it comes to skincare. And this formula is 96% snail mucin. So almost the entire bottle is just that. It's really, really potent. So you really only need a tiny little bit. I would say a pea-sized amount. You don't want to apply too much because then it can get kind of sticky. It has a little bit of a thicker texture, but it has a very slippery feel. So just a teeny tiny amount can spread really far. And that means this bottle is going to last you a very long time. So honestly, it's an amazing anti-aging serum for only $22. And like I said, I did see an immediate change in my skin after using this for just a couple of days. It just looked so much softer and plumper. So I highly recommend this. And then again, for my moisturizer, I'm also using the Beauty of Joseon in the daytime. I just find that this looks so nice under makeup. I had some other moisturizers I was using. I finished those up and then I just had this one. So I haven't repurchased anything new. I just really like it. So I've just been using it day and night. And then after moisturizer, I've been using the Beauty of Joseon sunscreen. So this is the product that made me fall in love with this brand, and I definitely want to try some more things from them in the future. So this is $14 and it's such an incredible formula. It has broad spectrum SPF 50. It has the PA++++. It's also a moisturizer with 30% rice extract and fermented ingredients. So if your skin isn't particularly dry, you could probably get away with just using this as like a one-step sunscreen and moisturizer. But for me, having dry skin, I do like to layer this on top of the Dynasty cream, and it just adds that little boost of hydration, and the texture is so thin and so elegant. It's not thick or sticky like a typical sunscreen would be. And you know, it is a chemical formula, but Korean sunscreens often use those newer filters that haven't been approved here in the United States yet. I want to say we haven't approved a sunscreen filter since like the 90s. So what we're using here is really outdated. There's so many more options that have a thinner, more elegant texture, that are not sticky, and that don't have that telltale sunscreen smell. This one doesn't. So basically, this is an SPF that feels exactly like a light moisturizer. You would not even be able to tell that it's a sunscreen at all. It is amazing. Also, just one other quick note, I don't use eye cream regularly. I usually just put my other skincare ingredients right up under my eyes, and I feel like that does the job really well. But in my last skincare video, I got some questions asking me what a good eye cream is, if I would suggest one, because a lot of you guys like to use it. So one that I actually was suggested by one of you guys during one of my other skincare videos, and I had to try it, is the Benton Fermentation Eye Cream. This is also a K-Beauty brand, and I really like this. The person who suggested it to me said that it sits really nicely under the eyes and that her concealer goes on really smoothly on top of it, and that kind of made me want to try it. It just sounded so good. And this formula has triple fermented ingredients. It has peptides and ceramides. It really has like everything you would need. It has the ceramides for hydration, the peptides for firming and anti-aging, the fermented ingredients help to brighten. So it's just an all-around really nice eye cream. It's a little bit on the thicker side, but it's not greasy. It's also something that sinks right in, so you don't have to wait a long time before you feel like you can apply your makeup on top of it. And I find that because it's not greasy, it doesn't cause my concealer to crease. So it's just a really, really good one. Thank you so much to whoever recommended this to me because I've been using it for a long time. Like I said, I don't use eye cream every single day, but if my under eye area is feeling particularly dry sometimes, especially in the winter, then I've been using this and I really love it. So anyway, guys, that is my entire skincare routine, everything that I've been using lately. And like I said before, I think the secret really is to keep those layers going, use as many light layers as you want. Even when it comes to serums, there are times when I use this one and then another one and another one. I think the traditional Korean skincare routine has like 10 steps. I've shortened mine down a little bit because I feel like I don't always need that many, but including the extra steps for me has really made such a big difference in just the way that my skin looks and feels going throughout the day. I notice that it doesn't feel dry or tight, and I don't have the flaky skin that I used to have, and my makeup just looks so much better and smoother sitting on top. So I hope that this was really helpful for you guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you've tried any of these products down in the comments below, or just what your favorite skincare products are. I'd love to hear about them. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I really, really appreciate it. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you would like to check out some other videos, I'll just go ahead and put something right up here for you to check out next. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.